The Chinese characters are very different from the letters in Western languages like English and French. First of all, letters are written linearly from left to right, while the Chinese characters are squares, like building blocks, which are composed of radicals. Secondly, English and French have phonetic words. When you see a word, you know to approximate the pronunciation of the word, but you may not know the meaning. The Chinese characters are ideograms. The form of the Chinese characters is directly related to its meaning, but one does not know how to read it. The ancient Chinese used 6 methods to create the Chinese characters. These are the 6 categories of the Chinese characters: pictographs, ideographs, combined ideographs, phonetic semantic compounds, phonetic laws, and derivative cognate. The first 4 are the methods of making of the Chinese characters, and the letters 2 denotes the use of Chinese characters. Only the first 4 methods are introduced here. Pictographs. In this creation with a single component, lines or strokes are used to draw a characteristics of a things. For example, the Chinese character 日, which means day, is like a circle with a little bit in the middle. The Chinese character 月, which means moon, is like a shape of a bright moon. The Chinese character 鱼, which means fish, is a fish that has a head, a body, and a tail. The Chinese character 门, door, is a shape of the left and right doors. Pictographs come from pictorial text and are one of the earliest and oldest methods of making the Chinese characters. Its limitations are great because some things can't be drawn. Ideographs. This is another form of the creation with a single component. A few rely on abstract symbols only, such as 1, 2, 3 horizontal strokes. Most of the Chinese characters in this category are created on the basis of pictographs, and the addition of certain abstract symbols give them different meanings. For example, 刃, blade. A point is added to the sharpest part of the knife. It indicates the blade. 本, root. A horizontal line is added under the wood to indicate the root. Combined ideograph. In this combined creation, the Chinese characters consist of 2 or more components, and the shape and meanings of the 2 parts together express its meaning. For instance, 修, rest, is a person under the tree, meaning rest. 看, look, is a hand on the eye, indicating the gesture of looking for. 家, home. The upper part shows the house, and the lower part is a pig. In the ancient time, many people kept a pig at home, so they used a roof with a pig under it to mean home. 南, male. The upper part is a field, and the lower part is straight, because most of the laborers who worked in the fields were men. Phonetic semantic compounds belongs to the combined creation. A phonetic semantic compound consists of 2 parts, the shape radical and the sound radical. The shape radical refers to the meaning of the characters, and the sound radical indicates an exact or similar pronunciation. For example, 木, to bath, has a shape radical 三点水, which means that it has some relation with water. The sound radical is 木, which suggests the pronunciation. 齿, tooth, has the shape radical of this, in which the shape of tooth is straw, and the sound radical of 指, which indicates similar pronunciation of the character. Today, Phonetic semantic compounds account for over 90% of all the Chinese characters. New characters can still be created in this method. In general, the Chinese characters are a system of ideograms based on the Asian pictograph, but with a majority in phonetic semantic compounds. Although there are not many pictographs, they are the key to mastering the Chinese characters. Ideograph, combined ideographs, and phonetic semantic compounds have developed from pictographs. Among the tens of thousands of the Chinese characters, 3,000 are most commonly used. According to a statistic, the 1,000 most commonly used characters can cover about 92% of all Chinese written materials. The 2,000 most commonly used characters over 98%, and the 3,000 most commonly used characters 99%.